on, guys? And I am going to fix the camera. So I've recorded this like 2 or 3 times. This is like the third time I've recorded this clip. I always can never seem to get it right the first try, and it always irritates me. I hate it so much. Anyway, this is the first video in my vlogmas, or upload every day for a month's streak, or my vlogmas series for Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, that's cool, but I'd rather be surprised, because even if you're not Christian, it's like kind of a culture holiday while simultaneous. It's kind of like a cultural holiday too. So even if you're not Christian, you might still celebrate it. I don't know. But anyway, this is the first episode. This episode is about I'm gonna put that down. This episode is about Minimalist gift buying guide, and I'm not going to list particular items but I mean I will, but they're mostly in the context of examples, because this is mostly going to be kind of an idea of maybe how you can think about it for gift buying for a minimalist, or someone who might not own much, but doesn't want to own much. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So I think I want to talk about the clothing department first. Depending on the person and their current wardrobe state, clothing is like a go, no-go. For me, I for the most part have all the clothes I need or want, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 items. So in my instance, I might benefit from a pair of pants or a shirt for Christmas. But this happens to be the year I told my mom I don't want clothes. I'm sick of them. So it's funny. It's funny. But anyway, they might not be a minimalist in the sense of their clothing, and you could splurge on clothing if you wanted to. I mean, this is obviously also assuming the person is interested in getting clothing or needs clothing for Christmas. Anyway, they also might be minimalist on their wardrobe, but have everything they need. But if they are minimalist on their wardrobe but don't have everything that they really want in that wardrobe, maybe get them that extra item or 2 if they haven't gotten them for themselves already. I mean, it's honestly like there's so many different variations to the wardrobe department. It's very, very rough to kind of generalize. In the rest of everything else department, I guess, items suited to, I want to say lifestyle, but I feel like that's gonna be like, oh well, obviously they're a minimalist, so no. I mean, like, what do they do for a living? What are their enjoyments outside of work? If their work is what they enjoy even outside of work, like, if you make YouTube videos is the first thing I can think of, and you enjoy making videos outside of work, like, camera equipment would be a good thing to get for people who like to make YouTube videos or any kind of content, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or they actually are interested in making full-scale movies. Camera equipment isn't a bad one. If you're like me, I obviously use camera equipment example, but if you're like me, you also might be active in Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts, or you might just enjoy the outdoors in general. Camping gear might be a good one, depending on if they have certain equipment. Like, if they don't have a good filter or a good water filter, a Sawyer isn't a bad thing to get. I mean, I have one, they're really good. If they don't have a tent or a backpack or a nice one, I have this here, let me just show you, this beautiful black trunk that I store all of my camping gear in. So yeah, or if they're outdoors, a hammock might not be a bad idea. Hammocks are fun if they're into that. If they're a minimalist techie, maybe try to figure out what kind of tech they have, what they don't have, what they want, and try to work around that. Like, if their USB cable is dying, maybe a new cable isn't a bad idea. But that would be really coincidental if their cable just happened to be close to death. Sorry, gotta stretch. That would be really coincidental if their cable just happened to be so close to death near Christmas. That would be like a last minute buy gift. I can't really think of any situation where you'd get them a USB cable. That's funny, actually. No, if they have a dog, I mean, you could get them something useful for the dog, like maybe if their leash or collar or harness is kind of messed up, maybe get them a new something like that. I mean, I know I have a dog, and I know that if I got a new leash for Christmas for him, I would not complain, because a new leash is nice, especially if it's one that like wraps around your chest or your waist and you can kind of walk them hands-free. I've looked at those and they look nice. Another interesting thing to consider is features of the item you're buying. For example, these Bluetooth headphones, Bose QC35's version 2. These were $100 more than the other model they were selling. I think they were called the SoundLink Around Ear. Yeah. Anyway, while these have active noise cancellation and that little button right there for Google Assistant, the other headphones did not have active noise cancellation and did not have that button for Google Assistant, on top of being over ear, really, instead of around ear. I mean, obviously, over ear and around ear, when it comes to stuff like this, is going to depend on your ear size. If you have small enough ears, those ones that I thought were over ear might be around ear. And if you have large enough ears, these might be over ear. But honestly, who's going to have ears that big? No one. So, anyway, the point is, do they need the extra features? If they don't, go with the cheaper option. If they do, go for the more expensive option. I could not live without the active noise cancellation and the Google Assistant. I use them frequently when I'm wearing my headphones. If I need to call someone, I don't pull my phone out. I press and hold the button, and I tell Google Assistant to make a call. Or if I'm out and about and I don't want to listen to the world around me because I find the world around me to sometimes be a little unbearable, I tune it out and I enter my own little world. I mean, walking around the mall and listening to my music is actually a lot of fun, because I don't have to listen to the hustle and bustle of the mall. I can listen to my own music, listen to my own little world. But that was just an example. Anyway, trying to think more ways to explain. I mean, homemade gifts are fun, depending on the person, and if the homemade gift is useful. For example, trying to think of an example. I can't think of an example off my top of my head, but depending on the person, a homemade one might be interesting. It saves you a lot of money too. Like, oh, I know a good example. In my room currently, it's rather small, and I had to build custom shelves to be able to fix that. If you knew that they were having some kind of an organizational issue, maybe building a custom shelf for the area might help. I mean, that could be beneficial, but that would involve doing a lot of stuff like getting into the house or apartment, taking measurements, and if they live alone, that might be difficult. No, but I'm trying to think of more. I think I've run through everything. Yeah, I think that's everything. So, like, I think that's all I have to say on minimalist gift buying. Yeah, consider functionality of the gift. Do they need it? Does it fit into their current lifestyle or hobbies or work life? All around, does it suit them? Does it suit everything about them, or not everything about them, but again, their personality, lifestyle, all that stuff? Consider those. Those are my personal thoughts and tips on gift buying for minimalists. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and peace out.